You ever buy something on impulse and regret it later? Not because it was expensive or pointless, but because it brought something dark into your life? Something that shouldn't have come home with you? That's what happened to my friend Lila. And when I tell you what happened, you'll see why I'll never look at mirrors the same way again. Lila wasn't the type to get scared easily. She was one of those I don't believe in ghosts people. Rational, calm, loved old things, thrift stores, antiques, flea markets. Anything with a history, as she put it. So when we hit that outdoor market in Nashville, one of those artsy places with food trucks and folk music, of course she was in heaven. We split up for a bit, and when I found her again, she was standing in front of this vendor who had nothing but old furniture. And there it was, the mirror. It was taller than she was, with a black wooden frame carved in swirling patterns, like vines or snakes. Hard to tell. The glass was spotless. Not a crack, not a smudge. But something about it looked wrong. It wasn't warped or broken. Just cold, not temperature-wise. The kind of cold that makes your stomach twist for no reason. You're buying that? I asked. Lila nodded like she was hypnotized. It's only $20. Look at it, it's gorgeous. It wasn't gorgeous. It was unnerving. But she bought it anyway. The thing barely fit in her car. I helped her carry it into her apartment. Third floor walk up, no elevator. She propped it against the wall across from her bed, so it was the first thing she'd see when she woke up. That was mistake number one. The first time it happened, she called me in the middle of the night. Her voice was shaking. I just saw my cat die. It took me a second to process that. You what? In the mirror. I looked into it, and I saw Smokey lying in the road, hit by a car. There was blood. His eyes were open. He looked right at me. I told her it was a nightmare, sleep paralysis, her imagination. I mean, it had to be, right? She didn't argue, just said she was probably overtired. That was Lila, logical to the end. The next day, her cat got out, and 2 hours later, she found him in the street, just like she saw. Same position, same blank stare. She didn't tell anyone else, just me. I begged her to get rid of the mirror, sell it, smash it, burn it, but she wouldn't. I can't explain it, she said, but it's like, now that I've seen something, I have to keep watching. Like maybe I'll see something I can stop. Mistake number two. The second vision came a week later. She called me again, but this time she was calm, almost numb. I saw my dad, she said. I didn't say anything. He was in the hospital, hooked up to machines, pale. I don't know if he was dead or dying, but he looked empty, like he wasn't there anymore. Her dad lived 3 states away. She called him right after the vision. He said he felt fine, just a little tired, probably nothing. 3 days later, he collapsed on his kitchen floor from a brain aneurysm, died on the way to the hospital. At that point, Lila stopped sleeping. She couldn't help it. Every time she laid down, she felt drawn to the mirror, like it was calling her. Some nights she'd wake up and find herself sitting in front of it, like she'd sleepwalk there. And every time she looked, it showed her something else. A fire in her building, a friend falling off a balcony, a car crash involving a coworker, and each one came true. She stopped going to work. Her hair started falling out. She looked gaunt, like she hadn't eaten in days. She barely left her apartment, but still, she wouldn't let the mirror go. I'm supposed to see it, she whispered to me once. It chose me. I couldn't take it anymore. So I went over there one night and told her we were getting rid of it, whether she liked it or not. I brought gloves and a hammer, and I wasn't afraid to use either. She didn't fight me, not at first. Just sat on the couch, hugging her knees, staring at the floor. I walked over to the mirror, and for just a second, I saw something in it. It wasn't me. It wasn't Lila. It was my brother, sitting in his car, eyes wide, screaming. There was a truck coming at him, fast. I staggered back like I'd been slapped. Lila was crying softly now. You saw something, didn't you? I didn't answer. I just ran outside, called my brother. No answer. Called again. Nothing. I got in my car and drove across town to his apartment. When I got there, he was sitting on the curb, shaking. His car was wrecked against a telephone pole. He'd just been in a hit and run. Said he didn't know how he survived. He saw the truck coming, closed his eyes, and the next thing he knew, it was gone. He walked away with a few bruises. But it had happened, just like the mirror showed me. That's when I realized it didn't just show death. It showed the moment, the tragedy, the pain, the impact, whether you lived through it or not. It wanted you to see it. That was the mirror's hunger. And Lila was its host. I didn't tell Lila what I saw. Just went home and tried to forget. But forgetting wasn't an option anymore. That night, I had a dream. I was in Lila's apartment. The lights were off. Everything was silent. And the mirror was glowing, pulsing with a dull red light, like a heartbeat. I walked up to it. My reflection looked normal at first, then it started to change. My face went pale. My eyes rolled back. Blood trickled from my nose. My mouth opened wide, too wide, like it was stretching. And I whispered, "It's your turn now." I woke up gasping, drenched in sweat. Tried to call Lila. No answer. Tried again. Nothing. So I drove back to her place. When I got there, the door was unlocked. Inside, the apartment was dark, quiet. The air was freezing. I found her in the bedroom, kneeling in front of the mirror. She didn't look up. The mirror was glowing, just like in my dream. "Lila," I whispered. She turned slowly. Her eyes were black, just like the old man in those creepy stories. Bottomless. And she smiled, but not in a good way. "Do you want to see?" she asked. I don't remember much after that. Just flashes. Looking into the mirror and seeing myself. Screaming. Blood on my hands. A knife in the sink. Lila lying on the floor. Then nothing. When I woke up, it was daylight. I was alone. The mirror was gone. So was Lila. No blood. No signs of a struggle. I filed a missing person report, but the cops had nothing to go on. No one had seen her leave. Her phone was still in the apartment. Her keys were on the table. And the mirror? Gone. Like it had never existed. That was 3 years ago. Since then, I've heard stories. Online forums, Reddit threads, whispers in antique circles. The mirror's still out there. People talk about finding one that feels alive. A mirror that shows things before they happen. One that seems to whisper. One that chooses you. And every story ends the same way. Tragedy, disappearance, or worse. So if you ever see a tall, black-framed mirror at a market or a garage sale, Don't buy it. Don't touch it. Don't even look too long. Because once it sees you, it never looks away. 3 years. 3 whole years. And not a day goes by that I don't think about that mirror or about Lila. The cops closed the case after 6 months. Called it a probable voluntary disappearance. No signs of foul play. No leads. Just a ghost trail and a pile of unanswered questions. But I knew better. Something happened to her. Something unnatural. And part of me wishes I could forget it. Move on. But there's this voice in my head. Soft, steady, always whispering. You saw it. You were marked. It started small. Reflections that didn't match my movements. Shadows where there shouldn't be any. My bathroom mirror fogging up and words appearing in the steam, even when I hadn't said a word aloud. Once, I found a fingerprint on my hallway mirror. Small, child-sized. I live alone. I tried everything. Covered mirrors, removed them, even smashed one. Didn't help. It wasn't just a mirror anymore. It was me. About 6 months ago, I found a forum called The Ones Who See. It was buried deep in the web, only accessible through obscure links passed by word of mouth. No ads, no moderators, just a series of anonymous posts by people who claimed to have encountered the mirror, and they were all the same. You see a vision, it comes true, you disappear. Most posts ended abruptly. No follow-ups, just silence, like the mirror had claimed them. One post, though, chilled me to the bone. It was from a user called Lilith34. It shows what's real beneath what we pretend. I see myself now, not what I was. I see you, too. You're next. The account was created the same month Lila disappeared. And the profile picture? It was a damn mirror. A few weeks ago, I got a call from an unknown number. No one spoke at first. Just static. Then a voice. Barely a whisper. I'm still here. It was Lila's voice. But flat. Wrong. Like she was underwater. Or far away. I asked where she was. No answer. Just a faint hum. Then the line went dead. That same night, my hallway mirror cracked. Right down the middle. When I looked into it, my reflection was smiling. I wasn't. It's getting worse now. Every mirror I pass flickers. Sometimes I see Lila standing behind me. Not as she was, but as something stretched thin. Her skin pale like wax. Her mouth open too wide. Her eyes black and endless. And sometimes I see me, doing things I haven't done yet. Last week, I saw myself in a reflection, standing over a man's body with blood on my hands. 2 days later, I read about a man murdered in the alley behind my apartment. I hadn't killed him. I didn't even know him. But there was a bloody handprint on my window. So I started digging. Back through antique dealer records, auction lists, newspaper clippings. And I found something. In 1928, a man named Ellis Crane murdered his entire family in a small town outside Richmond. Said a mirror told him it would happen. He claimed he saw it all before it did. They put him in an asylum. He stopped speaking altogether, except for one sentence he repeated every day until he died. It shows you so you can become. His personal belongings were sold off years later, including one mirror described as tall, black-framed, vine-patterned woodwork. Glass immaculate. Sound familiar? I tracked down the current owner, an antique collector in Pittsburgh. Or I tried to, because when I got there, the place was empty. Half the furniture was gone. Mail stacked at the door. Neighbors said the guy just vanished 2 weeks earlier. But in the bedroom, leaning against the wall, was the mirror. The same one, untouched, waiting. And I did the stupidest thing I could have done. I looked into it. This time, it didn't show tragedy. It showed me, but not now me, a future version. Thinner, pale, hollowed out. Behind me stood dozens of other figures, all in shadow, watching, whispering, faces I recognized, people I'd seen in the forum, people who had vanished. And standing just behind them was Lila. She looked right at me and said, "Now you see what I saw." Then she screamed, louder than humanly possible. I don't remember driving home. I don't even remember leaving. All I know is the mirror came with me. I didn't want it to. I swear I left it there. But when I got back, it was in my living room, covered in a thin white sheet. And on the glass, through the fabric, was the shape of a face, smiling. Since then, it's been escalating. Every night, I dream in mirrors. I see people I love dying. My mom falling downstairs. My best friend suffocating in a car. A stranger burning alive. And every single time they happen, and now, the mirror isn't content to show me anymore. It speaks. It says my name. It calls me to it. Last night, it said something new. Make the next one happen. I think that's the final stage. At first, it shows you. Then it follows you. And then it makes you part of the story. You don't just see the tragedy. You become the cause of it. I haven't killed anyone. Not yet, but I'm scared. Scared that it's not up to me anymore. Because sometimes I black out. Sometimes I wake up with mud on my shoes, blood under my nails, and no memory of how it got there. So here's why I'm telling you all this. Because the mirror doesn't stop. If you see it, if you even read about it, it starts watching you. That's how it spreads. Through stories, through eyes, through awareness. It wants to be seen. It needs it. And now you've seen it too. I haven't slept in 4 days. I can't, because when I do, it's not dreams anymore. It's instructions. Take the knife, go to the girl, make her still. The mirror doesn't just want to show death now. It wants me to make it happen. Last night, I packed a duffel bag. Clothes, water, cash, a hammer, lighter fluid. I told myself I was going to destroy the mirror once and for all, but I couldn't even touch it. The second I got near it, I felt like I was choking. My vision blurred. My fingers locked up, like some invisible force was holding me back. Then I heard it, from inside the glass. If you break me, you become me. I dropped the hammer and ran out of the apartment. That's when I met him. He was sitting on the hood of my car. Late 50s, wild beard, tattered coat, eyes like a feral animal. "You've seen it, haven't you?" he said. I froze. "Who the hell are you?" "Someone who survived it longer than most." I didn't believe him at first, until he rolled up his sleeve. His arm was covered in burns, symbols carved into the skin, eyes, hands, a circle with a mirror at the center. "It doesn't just show death," he said. "It feeds on it. Each vision, it's a seed. If the death happens, it grows stronger." I told him I'd seen Lila, that she was still alive. Somehow, He nodded slowly. She's not Lila anymore. Not really. She's what it leaves behind. The mirror takes people, breaks them, and leaves a piece inside. A carrier. That's what you're becoming. I asked him how to stop it. His face darkened. You don't stop it. You survive it, or you pass it on. He took me to a warehouse outside the city. Inside, he had dozens of mirrors, all covered, all chained to walls. He'd been collecting them, studying them. Each one was different, but similar, like siblings. But he said there was one, the first one, the origin, the one I'd seen. He called it the root mirror. It's the original seed. All the others echo from it. Yours is the oldest I've tracked, maybe the only one that still grows. The others are just noise now. I asked him what it wanted. He looked at me and said, "It wants to be God." He told me the mirror is older than any religion, found in a temple buried under what's now a rock. It wasn't made by humans. It was given to them like a gift or a test. Ancient priests used it to see the future. But over time, they realized it wasn't showing the future. It was writing it. People became addicted, obsessed, willing to do anything to avoid the fates it showed. Or worse, to make them happen. Entire civilizations vanished. And every time the mirror changed hands, it fed, it grew. That's what it's doing now. Through me. I asked him again, how do I stop it? He paused and said, there's only one way. You take its place. What do you mean? You trap it inside you. You offer yourself. A vessel. Then you bury it. I told him he was insane. He smiled. I never said I wasn't. Then he handed me a black cloth, a silver dagger, and a mirror shard wrapped in leather. If you're serious, go where it began. The asylum. That's where the cycle opened. Maybe that's where it ends. So now I'm here, sitting in front of the abandoned Crane Hill Asylum, where Ellis Crane once lived and died. The place was shuttered in the 50s, condemned, left to rot. The mirror is in the trunk, covered, but I can hear it whispering, even now, calling, come see, come see, come see. The asylum is exactly what you'd expect. Peeling paint, rusted gurneys, scratched walls with old messages carved in them. No mirrors. Not my face. Make it stop. The basement is worse. It's colder. Still air. Like the building knows why I'm here. At the end of the hall is a padded room. Collapsed ceiling. Mold. And a single rusted mirror mount on the wall. This is where Ellis Crane last saw himself. This is where he stopped speaking. I unwrapped the mirror. My hands are shaking. Every part of me is screaming to stop. But I set it down, right in the center of the room. It doesn't resist. It wants to be here. The black cloth slips away, and the mirror breathes. I see movement inside. Flickers of faces. People I know. People I don't. Lila, my brother. My mother, me. Then the reflection stabilizes. It's Ellis Crane, or something that looks like him, twisted, skin like ash, a mouth stretched in a permanent scream. And he speaks. There must always be a watcher. I raise the dagger. I know what I have to do. The man told me. Stab it in the center. Bleed on the glass. Offer your name. Trap it. But the mirror whispers again. You don't have to die. You only have to see. Become what you became. I hesitate. Then I see her, Lila. She's behind me, in the reflection only, reaching for me, whisper my name, and I say it back, not out loud, just once in my head, and everything goes dark. I wake up on the floor. The mirror is gone. So is the dagger, the cloth, everything. But I feel different. Hollow, like I left something behind. Or maybe like something came in that was 2 days ago. Now, when I look in mirrors, people around me change. They twitch, glitch. Their reflections act a half second behind. Sometimes their faces melt into strangers. And last night I saw something new. I saw you, reading this, looking at me, and the mirror smiled.